I'm with Natalie Levy Sopinsky from Rescuers Without Borders, and we're talking about the terror attack that happened in the south of Israel. Was this a shock and a surprise, what happened in Israel?
There was no one terror attack. There were attacks on many fronts.
Mm,
On Saturday morning, Hamas militants, terrorists, people they recruited, broke through the fence at the Gaza border with tractors and drove with motorcycles and tractors and all kinds of vehicles to a rave music festival that was happening at a kibbutz nearby in the forest. I think it's called not the Berry Forest, a forest nearby, but not tons of trees really, it is a desert here.
yeah.
And started killing people, shooting people, and then, they raped women, they put them in their cars, they kidnapped them back across the border. A lot of people, hundreds and hundreds of people. That's one thing. Then other militants went to different kibbutzim and communities along the Gaza border. The gates were open, a lot of these places. They went in, and house to house, they went in and killed Jews, killed people, entire families in their home. Others they took hostage. Others they shot in the streets as they were running. It's unbelievable. It's a nightmare. And we didn't know about it until the early hours of the morning, Saturday morning. It's Shabbat, and we don't use our phones. Yeah. Religious Jews don't use any technology on Shabbat. And we heard, I'm far, okay? I'm an hour and a half from Gaza.
Yeah.
But we heard booms, and it wasn't the weather. So we knew something was going on. And the security forces here knew, and they made an announcement in shul, in the synagogues. And my son is a soldier. Two of my sons are soldiers. They got calls. They have to leave their phones on anyway. They got calls from their commanders, and they had to leave. And all the men here eventually did leave that day. Little by little, they were leaving. And by the next day, they're gone. And they're fighting all along the Gaza border in those different communities. And at the same time that happened, with the ground invasion, over 3,000 rockets were sent over to our communities in Israel, all along the shore, north of Sderot and Ashkelon, Beersheba, all there. And it's gone. That has gone on. That has gone on the first 2 to 3 days, much, much further. They reached Tel Aviv. Those rockets reached Jerusalem. There are tons. So they said over 5,000 rockets went out, and a lot of damage. I don't think a lot of deaths from that. And the Israel side, but I don't know. I don't know. It is so confusing to live this kind of life. And just a few days ago, things were normal and happy. And it was Sukkot, a big holiday here. It lasts 7 days. We live in a sukkah outside. We have an extra little room outside. Some of you are probably familiar with that holiday. And it's a wonderful holiday. We're outside. We get to basically live on our porch all week. And everybody was on vacation. The kids were home and getting ready to go back to school. And we were at the beach on Thursday.
Yeah.
We were at the beach right there, the Ashkelon beach.
Yeah.
My kids were visiting friends, going all over the place. It was just so weird. And when I heard that, I thought it was a rumor. And that's what we heard. They were killing people in a music festival. And that couldn't be. I'm like, that's not, I don't know where you saw that, but that can't be. But then 2 boys came to our door and told us there was a war, and we had to turn on our phones and be alert and be armed. And they were teenagers, I know, and they were a little bit drunk because this holiday, Simchat Torah, and they're dancing around with the sukkah, and there's a lot of drinking. For all ages. So when these 2 boys came knocking on our door, they were telling me this, but they were drunk. They were a little bit tipsy. So I was like, what are they doing? And they said, we're going to all the houses. We were told to do it. That's weird. And then slowly I kind of understood because I heard my son on the phone. And like I said, we don't talk on the phone during Shabbat. My son was in his uniform.
Yeah.
And who was he talking to? I didn't know who he was talking to. Are you talking to your brother? Who are you talking to? And I saw he was talking on the phone. And slowly we learned what was going on. But it was very weird and hard to believe. Very hard to believe.
So
that's what's happening, and it's been 5 days.
Has your sons had to fight Hamas?
They're fighting Hamas. Yes.
They're fighting Hamas now?
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Are you fearful for their life, for their safety?
Very.
Yeah.
Of course.
It must be very, very hard for a mother to know that your sons have gone out and are fighting in this war.
It's frightening not to hear from them. I didn't hear from one of them for 48 hours, and I was very concerned, and he got a hold of me yesterday morning. I haven't heard from either of them today.
Right.
But I am hopeful that I will.
Yeah.
And I just can't think about it. Yeah. We're getting death notices from my friends, and other people's sons are gone.
Yeah.
This morning already 3. I know these people. I know these mothers.
Yeah.
It's awful. It is awful. It is terrible. They're asking for volunteers to dig graves.
Wow. So everybody is hearing of somebody that's died within
Yes.
their community.
Yes.
Wow.
All the fathers are gone here also. So we have a skeleton security crew.
So everyone's just been called up.
Yes.
Wow.
Most of the men are gone. This morning, we had 2 Arabs that were found outside our entry.
Yeah.
And we were all on lockdown this morning at 7:30 in the morning. And they did a house-to-house search for the other, they thought there were other ones here. They didn't find any others. So we're all a little bit vulnerable now, especially the communities that live near the Arabs. We live near the Arabs. And we have to be armed now and on alert. And I only go out with my dogs. But I'm not afraid at all for us. I don't care. I'm not afraid of anybody.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us are fearful. It's horrible because our sons are so young and now their lives are going to be changed forever.
It's a surprise, and things have changed so quickly, just within the blink of an eye. Suddenly you're in war, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
You were part of Rescuers Without Borders. How quickly was Rescuers Without Borders able to respond to this situation?
Okay, so they're very fast. Because we're a private organization, we're not connected to the government in any way. We actually got a armored ambulance over there to the Gaza border on Shabbat day. And all of our medics are armed because we do live out here in Yudan Shomron, so we have to be armed. And we were there. We've been there from the beginning, nonstop. Now we're creating a crew to go up north where they're more fighting up there on the Lebanese border. But we have been doing everything. And actually yesterday they were helping collect dead bodies from that site of the music festival and telling us how horrible it is and how it's nothing you want to see and it's nothing you can really forget. They're helping wherever they can. I never expected our medics to be, picking up body parts, but they're just amazing people. And going at it, there's just so much to do. So many people are out of touch with their loved ones. They don't know where they are. The Yeshuvim are waiting, to hear. There have been people taken over the border. They're in Gaza. They're being held hostage.
Yeah, this must be a terrible situation. It
is a terrible situation.
Had your family
it's unprecedented. It's unacceptable. It's unprecedented. This cannot be.
It's very much a shock and a surprise.
Yeah.
Are your workers coming across horrors when they're doing their work down there?
Our medics are coming across horrors, and it's hard to talk about. They're stressing, and I've heard this a few places, not to view the TikTok videos and the social media that is showing the bad things, the hostages, the dead bodies, the girls who have been raped. You can see they're bloody. They're parading them around. Don't look at it. Don't look at it because it's ruining your soul. So don't look at that. Pray that this will end. Pray for the people to come back alive. Pray for our soldiers, and pray that we'll get rid of Hamas.
Yeah,
we need to get rid of them. They've got to go, and I don't care where they go. Go to Egypt. Go to the water. Don't care. Just get out of Israel. Because if you don't want to live here peacefully, you don't belong here at all.
And if they manage to take out Hamas from the Gaza Strip, this will actually be good for the innocent Palestinians as well as all the Jewish communities just outside of Gaza as well. It's good for everybody, isn't it?
It'll be good for everybody. It'll be good for everybody. Those Arabs living there, obviously, they're not all innocent, but they have a horrible, horrible Hamas leadership there.
Yeah.
And it's they're prisoners too. Yeah. But I really can't defend them. They're not my people. And if they had to choose a side, they would choose their side for whatever reason. I know they have a gun to their head. I know. But when you have a gun to your head to kill my people, I got to choose my people. I can't choose yours. And they are choosing theirs. They have, they have to be loyal to the Arabs. They're not going to be loyal to the Jews.
Yeah. Is your work down near the Gaza border going to be an ongoing work at the moment?
So we go there every time there is war. We have that capability and we have that flexibility. So going to war and going to help at the Gaza border is not new for us. We even have a body shield that's like this blanket that we actually took to the APAC conference in Washington in 2020. It's heavy and you can lie under it. And, you can't always get to a building. You can't always get to a solid structure. So this was developed to guard you against falling shrapnel. So we've been doing this all the time. Unfortunately, this isn't new. Yeah. What is new now is that we're not alone. We have the IDF with us. We have Magen David Adom with us. We have other rescuers. We have civilians with us. We're not alone this time. It's not just us. It's everybody knows what's going on now. But we are used to this type of thing, and we will stay as long as we're able to. We have 1,600 medics that are active in Yehuda and Shomron. Now, we need them to stay in their territories, but we have enough that we can take and have a crew also during this, because this is very important. This is very dangerous. We actually were being asked by the communities where we live, Yehuda and Shomron, they're running out of equipment too. Yeah. That's what's going on. We're running out of equipment. This is a horrible thing to think about, but we're running out of equipment. Yeah. We're running out of medical equipment. We're running out of vests and helmets, and we need another armored ambulance. It's funny. Our country's so small. You wouldn't think that we'd actually run out of anything, but we are. We are. So we're asking for donations to Hatzalah. It's www.hatzalah, HATZALAH.org.il. And they're coming in. People are waking up. They know what's going on. We're getting a lot of support, and we need more. We need more. I hope the world is watching. I hope they understand who the David is and who the Goliath is. Because Israel's a David here. We're peaceful, Monsters act this way. Not animals. Monsters, because animals are gentle.
Do you provide counseling, and is there going to be a lot of counseling needed because of the horrors that people have seen down there?
We do provide counseling to our medics. There was a horrible disaster that happened in Meron 2 years ago. You probably remember when there was a collapse of a tunnel, and our medics, were there. So many people died also, just so many deaths. So we actually provided them psychological counseling afterwards. We are going to need it for them again. My own sons are probably going to need it. We're very worried for them. People come out of war with not just post-trauma stress, but even worse. And, I've never been in war as a soldier. And my boys, they will be changed forever. And it's a very scary thing to think there are things they're not going to be able to talk about. Yeah. They're not going to be able to express. They are going through hell, and it's not fair. It's just not fair. My oldest son is almost done the army, and he's going to be released in December. He's been planning what he's going to do and talking about different trips he's going to take, or maybe going to university. And this is what we've been talking about. He should not be doing this. It's not fair.
Has Rescuers Without Borders been able to save lives while they've been down there?
They are helpful because they're very well trained. So they can help with any medical emergency. If you're having a heart problem, if you're having blood, any issue really, they've got everything. They're trained medics. Some of them are trained paramedics. We also have doctors. So they're able to help with, they always discuss fatigue and normal things that happen in war. So they're able to not just help the civilians with whatever problems there, but they're also able to help the soldiers. Yeah. And that, sometimes you think, why would soldiers need help? But they get injured and they got to keep going. They don't all get injured and get taken away. You need bodies, hands to lift also the soldiers that are injured to get them out of the way. It's really all hands on board. This war is taking everybody. They have had over 200,000 reserves, the most ever. There are people flying to Israel to serve, flying from abroad to serve, to help. It's a beautiful thing. I don't know if that happens anywhere in the world. Running to help, running to the danger. And that's another thing we do. We actually run elsewhere. We were just in Morocco 2 weeks ago helping there. And we were in Turkey in February. Our medics are amazing. They go abroad. They help. Israelis are known for this, for running towards the danger to help. And now we're helping ourselves.
How can Christians around the world pray for you, your family, and families just like you?
How can they help?
Yeah, how can they pray? What needs do you have?
We need funds for more equipment. You can go to our website, www.hatzalah.org.il, and go right to that donate button and donate. And you can give us vests and helmets. You can help with any medical need we have. We're also helping humanitarian needs, and we're getting food to the soldiers and any medical needs. Okay, that's been good. My son's on the phone. I'm going to have to cut this short. I got to go.
Right, okay. So we thank you for speaking to us, and we pray for your family that they're going to be safe.